Parrots are beautiful, brilliant, and unforgettable. They can learn words, solve puzzles, play tricks, and form bonds that last for decades. But parrots are also one of the most misunderstood pets you can bring into your home. If you're thinking a parrot is just a bird, or a quiet, low-maintenance companion, this video will change your mind, and probably your life plan. Some parrots live longer than dogs, longer than many cats, and in some cases, longer than their owners. That reality is the single most important thing to understand. Adopting a parrot is not a short-term commitment. It can be a 30, 50, or even 80-year commitment, depending on species. This is wonderful for parrots who receive lifelong care, but it's devastating when owners underestimate that commitment. Today we'll cover everything you need to know: lifespan and what it means, intelligence and behavior, diet, housing, health, handling, costs, social needs, and the hard truths most people don't want to hear before getting a parrot. Let's start with lifespan because it frames every decision. Small parrots like budgerigars often live about 7 to 15 years in good care. Cockatiels commonly reach 15 to 25 years. Amazons and African greys average 40 to 60 years under excellent care, and large macaws and cockatoos commonly live 50 to 80 years or more. There are recorded cases of macaws living into their 80s and African greys over 70. That's not science fiction, it's real. A parrot bought as a teenager can easily outlive that owner's retirement, marriage, or even the owner themselves. So the first, uncompromising question is, are you ready for a lifelong responsibility for another intelligent being? Parrots are not small, colorful dogs, they are complex, highly social birds with specialized needs. They evolved to live in flocks, navigate wide ranges, forage varied diets, and spend hours each day interacting and problem solving. When you remove a parrot from that world and keep it alone in a cage for most of the day, you shorten its life, harm its mental health, and create behavioral problems that are hard to reverse. Parrots need mental stimulation as much as they need food and shelter. Diet matters more than many people realize. A balanced parrot diet in captivity should be based on high-quality formulated pellets, supplemented with a wide variety of fresh fruits, vegetables, legumes, and safe seeds or nuts offered in moderation. Pellets are designed to provide essential vitamins and minerals consistently. Relying solely on seeds or sunflower mixes leads to malnutrition and obesity because parrots will pick favorites and ignore balanced nutrients. Fresh foods are essential: dark leafy greens, carrots, bell pepper, sweet potato, cooked beans, and whole grains are all good choices in appropriate portions. Fruits are excellent for enrichment and variety, but should be limited due to sugar content. Apples, without seeds, berries, mango, and pear are popular treats. There are also beneficial protein sources for some species: boiled egg, cooked legumes, or mealworms in tiny amounts, but these are supplements, not staples. Certain foods are dangerous and must never be offered. Avocado is toxic to parrots. Chocolate, caffeine, alcohol, and anything with xylitol are immediate no-goes. Onions, raw beans, and high-salt human snacks can cause organ damage. Apple seeds and fruit pits contain cyanogenic compounds and should be avoided. Always research every new food, and introduce fresh items gradually to monitor digestion. Hydration is essential. Fresh water should be available at all times and bottles or bowls must be cleaned daily. Parrots also benefit from regular misting, showers, or supervised baths. Many species preen more effectively and maintain healthy skin and feathers when they bathe regularly. Housing and space are next in importance. A parrot's cage must be large enough for the bird to fully extend its wings in every direction while standing on a perch. For larger parrots, that means a cage that is not a temporary crate but a spacious enclosure with room to climb, play, and exercise. But bigger than a cage is the idea of a dedicated parrot space or aviary. Whenever possible, parrots should have time outside the cage in a parrot-safe room or on a play stand. Free flight is ideal for physical and mental health for many species, but it requires extensive bird-proofing and training to be safe. If you can't provide supervised out-of-cage time, reconsider whether you can meet a parrot's needs. Perches should be varied in size and material to maintain foot health. Natural wood perches are better than uniformed owls. Avoid toxic woods and treated branches. Provide multiple feeding stations, puzzle feeders, and safe chew toys. Don't use cages with lead or zinc elements, both are highly toxic to birds. Also avoid electrical cords, open water sources, ceiling fans, lit candles, and Teflon-coated cookware that can release fumes deadly to birds. Behaviorally, parrots are geniuses. They can mimic sounds, map routines, emulate speech, and solve multi-step puzzles. But intelligence also means boredom, frustration, and strong emotional needs. Screaming is not bad behavior, it's communication. In the wild, calls function to locate flock members, defend territory, or signal alarm. In captivity, screaming often indicates boredom, loneliness, hunger, fear, or a learned way to get attention. If a parrot learns that screaming makes people appear, it will scream more. So addressing the root cause, more enrichment, predictable interaction, or environmental changes, is the humane solution. Feather plucking and self-mutilation are among the most heartbreaking consequences of unmet needs. These behaviors can be driven by medical problems, parasites, allergies, toxins, or psychological distress from isolation or change. They are not just birds being dramatic. If a parrot begins to pluck, immediate veterinary assessment is needed while also addressing environmental and social causes. Parrots are social creatures with clear social rules. In the wild they form pair bonds and flock hierarchies, and they expect similar social interaction in captivity. This means many parrots do best when they have a reliable human companion who engages with them consistently. But that engagement must be appropriate. Parrots need structured interaction, predictable schedules, and calm handling. Some owners try to become a parrot's entire flock. That can work if the person is home a lot, knows parrot social behavior, and can provide varied social interactions. But if you plan to be away for long hours, a parrot is not the right pet unless you can provide a companion bird, regular caregiver visits, or enrichment systems to fill the hours. Training is both a bonding tool and a mental workout. Positive reinforcement, using treats, praise, and shaping behavior, produces the best results. Training tasks like target touching, step up, and simple tricks keep parrots mentally engaged, establish communication, and create trust. Avoid dominance-based methods, they damage trust and can create fear or aggression. Handling requires patience and technique. Start with short sessions, respect a bird's boundaries, and read body language. Flattened crest or tight body postures often mean fear. Relaxed feathers and slow blinks indicate trust. Do not forcibly restrain a parrot. If a bird bites, it's often a clear message. The bird felt threatened, surprised, or unwell. Learn the difference between exploratory pecks and defensive bites. Small species like conures or cockatiels may be more tolerant of handling, while large parrots like macaws and cockatoos have strong beaks capable of serious injury and must be handled with proper training and tools. Health and veterinary care are specialized for parrots. Find an avian experienced veterinarian before you bring a bird home. Routine wellness exams catch nutritional deficiencies, beak and feather issues, and respiratory problems early. Common avian health issues include psittacine beak and feather disease, nutritional deficiencies from poor diet, respiratory infections, and psittacosis, a bacterial disease that can affect humans. Because parrots mask illness, subtle changes like a small drop in food intake, quieter vocalizations, slight fluffed feathers, or reduced activity may be the first signs of serious illness. If you notice changes, call your vet sooner rather than later. Parrots are sensitive to toxins. Household fumes from nonstick cookware, aerosol sprays, scented candles, and cigarette smoke can be fatal. Also be cautious around plants. Many houseplants are toxic to birds. Never spray insecticides or use strong cleaning chemicals in the same room as your bird. Social and emotional needs extend to enrichment. Toys are not optional, they're essential. But not all toys are equal. Parrots need foraging toys, chewable wooden and leather toys, puzzle feeders, and items that challenge their intelligence. Rotate toys frequently to keep novelty. Foraging opportunities, where food or treats are hidden and must be worked to retrieve, simulate natural behaviors and reduce boredom. Even simple things like cardboard boxes, paper, and paper towel rolls can become stimulating toys if used safely. Noise is another reality. Parrots are loud. Screaming, vocal duets, and dawn chorus are normal. If you live in an apartment or have noise-sensitive neighbors, consider the noise implications seriously. Smaller species tend to be quieter, but exceptions exist. Always assume some level of vocalization and plan accordingly. Housing costs and ongoing expenses can surprise new owners. An appropriate cage or aviary for a medium to large parrot often runs from several hundred to several $1,000s for a custom setup. High-quality perches, stainless steel bowls, toys, and trusted pellet diets add to the initial investment. Ongoing costs include pellets, fresh produce, replacements for toys and perches, and regular avian vet care, which is often more expensive than care for small mammals. Budget for vet emergencies. Many owners set aside an avian emergency fund because specialized care can be costly. Breeding parrots is not something to take lightly. Breeding requires experience in genetics, incubation, rearing chicks, and ensuring legal and ethical placement of young birds. Home breeding often causes more problems than solutions. Genetic issues, abandonment, and a surplus of birds needing homes are common outcomes when inexperienced people attempt breeding. Legal and ethical considerations matter. Some parrot species are protected or regulated. Owning them may require permits or may be illegal in some regions. Wild-caught birds are ethically problematic and frequently illegal. Whenever possible, adopt from reputable rescues or obtain birds from reputable, ethical breeders who can document the bird's origin and health. Adoption is an excellent option for many people. There are thousands of parrots in rescues needing second chances because previous owners didn't understand their needs. Adopted parrots may require resocialization, medical care, or behavior rehabilitation, but giving a parrot a stable home can be deeply rewarding. Safety around children must be considered honestly. Parrots are not always ideal for very young children. Biting, accidental injury, and the demands of intense care mean that children should only have parrots if adults take primary responsibility for care and supervision. Teaching respect for boundaries and proper handling is essential. Travel and long-term planning are practical but often overlooked issues. Because parrots can live many decades, consider the likelihood of future moves, changes in family structure, or the possibility of needing long-term rehoming plans. A responsible owner creates a written care plan and identifies potential caregivers or rehoming resources before a crisis occurs. Emergency signs to watch for include rapid weight loss, difficulty breathing, discharge from eyes or nostrils, fluffed appearance for extended periods, inability to perch, seizures, or sudden lethargy. Any of these signs require immediate veterinary attention. Time matters. Parrots deteriorate quickly when ill. Enrichment activities you can do today include teaching simple tricks, creating foraging puzzles, introducing destructible toys for safe shredding, offering supervised bath time, and rotating toys weekly. For social parrots, schedule short but consistent play and talk sessions throughout the day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of focused interaction is better than one long but irregular hour. Training your parrot to step up on command, accept nail trims, and tolerate carrier travel reduces stress for both of you and makes vet care and emergencies far safer. Use positive reinforcement, break tasks into small steps, and reward calm behavior. Never punish a parrot physically. Punishment breaks trust and increases fear-based behaviors. The emotional rewards of parrot ownership are enormous when done correctly: deep bonds, cleverness that delights daily, and the joy of sharing routines with an engaged, social bird. But the emotional costs of neglect, boredom, or impulsive purchases are equally real: behavioral problems, shortened lifespan, and potential harm to the bird and household relationships. If you're serious about getting a parrot, start by researching species to match your lifestyle. Ask local rescues about temperament, find an avian vet, plan a financially realistic budget, and make a long-term care plan. Visit owners, join reputable avian forums, and consider fostering before committing to ownership. If you already have a parrot, ask yourself if you're meeting its needs. Is your bird getting daily enrichment, varied diet, regular vet care, and time outside the cage? If the answer is no, small changes now can have huge positive effects. Getting a parrot is one of the most meaningful decisions you can make as a pet owner. It's a chance to care for an intelligent, emotional being, and to be changed in return. But it's also a lifetime commitment that requires knowledge, patience, and resources. If you're ready to accept that responsibility, parrots can become extraordinary companions. If not, please consider a different pet or support rescue organizations instead. If this video helped you understand parrots better, subscribe for more deep animal guides, and comment which parrot species or parrot topic you want us to cover next: behavior, diet, training, or a day in the life of a macaw. Thanks for watching, and remember, beautiful birds deserve beautiful lives, planned ahead, not accidentally.